to show you guys how to tell when a dog is getting uncomfortable with something. In this case, it's my dog HAWKEYE. He was taken from a hoarding case after living there for years and years. Extremely fearful when I first got him, and still a little fearful around strangers, and strangely enough, still a little leery of us if we walk up to him and he's on a bed or something, especially if we stare at him. So I'm going to show you the view from my face, basically with my phone here, what this looks like. And he does not like the phone either, so you'll get to see now he's laying peacefully. Oh, when HAWKEYE's sitting down and he comes up to me, he's totally happy boy. But there's a lot of difference between him coming to me and me approaching him when he's laying down next to a wall. So I'm just gonna walk up to him like a normal person would walk up to a dog, which is facing them and looking at them. See right there, when he turned his head? That's when he gets uncomfortable. All right, I'm gonna do it from a different angle. All right, I'm gonna do it again from coming from the kitchen to HAWKEYE, and watch HAWKEYE, and all I'm doing is walking up to him and looking at him. See right there? That's telling me he's uncomfortable. This dog has lived with me for 1.5 years, and because of his past, 3 feet with me approaching him sideways is about all he can take. So if I'm gonna go up to him and let's say pet him while he's on his bed, I come this way, I'm looking away from the dog. I'm not looking at the dog. I'm looking this way. And I'm gonna come up, squat down next to him, and pat him like this. I'm not looking at the dog. I'm looking this way. And I'm gonna come up, squat down next to him, and pat him like this. Still not looking at the dog. It's not that HAWKEYE is afraid of me in particular, but he's had a traumatic past, which he's getting better. He used to not stay laying down. He used to bolt out of the room when anyone would approach him or walk into the room he was in. So this is a huge improvement. And the key is that you don't want the dog to be afraid of you when you're approaching them. Some people may say, well, the dog just needs to get over it. Well, he's gotten over a lot in the time he's been here. And eventually he'll get over this too. But if we keep approaching him the same way and staring at him, if we approach, he's always going to be scared of us walking in the room. So what I would recommend to get him used to it, he's a good boy, huh? He's also still getting used to belly rubs. It's still hard for him too. So what I would recommend to get him used to it is over time. So when you first get a fearful dog, you need to approach them facing a different way than them. All right, so I'm just walking this way. I'm not walking directly towards him. And I'm gonna come like this. Right? You can see he's much more comfortable with this, even though the dog's known me for over 2 years. So how I would gradually get him used to this is gradually just change my body angle towards him over time. And so one day I might face him more, but like my body's facing him more, but I'm still looking away from him. I wanted to demonstrate this approach one more time. So I'm walking up in HAWKEYE's direction, but I'm looking at that corner over there. Then I'm going to come up, put my back to him, and turn this way. Good boy. Good job. It's different if you come up and turn this way, because then you're turning over the dog. So I always, now no one's perfect and I forget this sometimes, but especially when I first get a fearful dog, I want to be very aware of little things like this. So if you turn this way and I'm looking out this way, usually the dog's more comfortable with that. And I use this technique to get a leash on the dog, or anytime to set a food bowl down. Anytime I need to approach a dog, I'm going to use this technique. And then maybe in another 2 months, I might face him more directly like this, right? But I'm still not looking at his eyes. It's really the eye contact that tends to send these dogs, especially from the case he came from, over the edge. It's very intimidating for them. And dogs usually don't look at each other in the eyes directly when they approach each other either. It's really a human thing that we do to dogs. And most dogs that are in normal homes and aren't mistreated accept it as that's just the way we are and learn that it's no big deal. But dogs that have been mistreated or had hard lives or something like that, they're especially sensitive to the eye contact. So over time, you know, I might start glancing at him a little bit, maybe saying, "Oh, good boy, HAWKEYE," because he responds to that. He learns, he knows that's not a threat. I'm not going to come hurt him, right? So then just gradually over time, you go from approaching totally different, facing a totally different way, and then just gradually, and this is over months of time, not in a day's worth of time. Just gradually move your body this way, more towards the dog. But with HAWKEYE, still, if I come up and glare at him in the eyes, he's still gonna look all submissive. See? He's turning his head, licking his lips. That's a stress signal. Now, a lot of people say, well, he'll allow it, right? Like, he's not going to run away from me if I do that, which is true, but it's not the best relationship we can have. And I'm making him uncomfortable. So to get him used to me coming up this close to him, I want him to be as comfortable and as trusting in me as possible. So just because a dog allows it doesn't mean they're comfortable with it. And that's where you have to become quite observant of dogs with this level of fear, and be really understanding of their comfort and not try to push what we want on the dog too soon, too quickly. When I'm down like this, I can look in his eyes, but when I'm approaching, it's scary.